The Adventure of Tontongi, the Snow Duck. The snow duck becomes real. Fluff, fluff, fluff. Snow covered everything in sight. Wow! Look at all this snow. Dudu and Dodo ran outside, giggling. They grabbed their duck-shaped molds and pressed them into the snow. Plop. Plop. One by one, little snow ducks lined up neatly. 1, 2, 3. Let's make more. As the sun began to set, Dudu looked at the snow ducks and asked, "Won't they be cold at night?" Dodo chuckled and patted one. "Nah, they're made of snow. They love the cold." Then, they stopped in front of one special snow duck. Dudu smiled. "This one's name is Tontongi." Dodo poked its chubby cheek playfully. "Good night, Tontongi." That night, Dudu and Dodo opened their window and looked up. The sky was filled with twinkling stars. "I wish Tontongi were a real duck," Dudu whispered softly. "Then we could play together." Dodo pressed both hands together and closed her eyes. Just then, a soft streak of starlight came floating down. Swoosh. The light gently landed on Tontongi. The snow duck shimmered. Its white body started glowing yellow. And then, pop. The snow duck turned into a real baby duck, meeting Grandma Alley Cat. Tontongi blinked and looked around. Dudu. Dodo. But there was no one in sight. "I have to find them." Following the tiny footprints in the snow, Tontongi waddled quickly, pit-pat, pit-pat. Then, up on a wall, an old alley cat was dozing off. "Grandma Cat, do you know where Dudu and Dodo's house is?" The cat yearned, stretching her paws. "Huh? And who are you?" "I'm Tontongi. I was a snow duck, but now I'm real." Grandma Cat scratched her chin and smirked. "Oh really? Then I was a white cat, but overnight I got these stripes. Do you believe that?" Tontongi's eyes widened. "Wow! So you got magic too?" Grandma Cat burst into laughter. "Ha! I was joking, little one." Tontongi giggled awkwardly. "Then, do you know where Dudu and Dodo live?" Grandma Cat flicked her tail toward the end of the road. "Go straight until you see a big tree. Turn right from there." "Thank you." Tontongi waved and hurried off. The balloon in the tree. Just as Grandma Cat had said, there stood a giant tree, but suddenly, sniff sniff, Tontongi heard someone crying. Under the tree sat a tiny baby squirrel. "What's wrong?" "My balloon, it got stuck up there." Tontongi looked up. Sure enough, a pink balloon was tangled at the very tip of a branch, swaying back and forth in the wind. "Don't worry. I'll get it for you." Tontongi climbed up the tree. The higher up, the shakier the branch. Sway, sway. Carefully. It felt just like walking on a tightrope. One step, 2 steps. Almost there. But suddenly, Whoosh! Tontongi's feet slipped. Ah! At the last second, Tontongi grabbed the balloon string with his beak. Whoosh! The balloon lifted him up gently, floating, drifting like a feather in the wind. Tontongi glided safely down. Plop! He landed softly on the ground. The baby squirrel's eyes sparkled. Whoa! You looked like you were flying. A warm wish comes true. At last, Dudu and Dodo's house came into view. Tontongi's heart thumped with excitement. He waddled up to the door and knocked. Knock, knock, knock. After a moment, the door creaked open. Creak. Dudu and Dodo's eyes went huge. Huh? Huh? What not? They looked at each other, then back at Tontongi. Then, they burst into smiles. A real duck. Wait, are you our Tontongi? Tontongi. You made it home. Just then, crunch, crunch. The sound of footsteps on snow echoed behind them. Dudu squinted. Huh? What's that? Dodo turned around. Oh my. From the snowy path, tiny ducks began appearing one by one. 1 to 3 more and more. At that moment, hee, guess I'm not the only one. From afar, Grandma Cat watched and smiled. A warm heart can bring even snow to life. Snowflakes danced gently in the air, and beneath them, Dudu, Dodo, Tontongi, and their new friends laughed together, filling the night with joy.